The thrill of Grand Slam tournaments. Eurosport, #1 in tennis.
The Sony Ericsson WTA Tour.
Hello and welcome to the final of the Hastings Direct International Championships from Eastbourne. I'm Barry Milnes, and I'm delighted to say alongside me is Judy Murray, former national coach of Scotland, and of course mother of Andy and Jamie, who will both be playing at Wimbledon over the next fortnight. Well, more of that a little later, Judy, but here today, two Grand Slam champions facing each other on the grass courts of club at Devonshire Park here in Eastbourne. Anastasia Myshkina, the fifth seed, up against Justine Henin-Ardenne, and over the last 4 years these two have sorted out Roland Garros. Henin-Ardenne fresh from her latest success there, but Myshkina, a player who's had troubles since her title a couple of years ago, but coming back to something like her best form. How do you see this going today?
I think from what we've seen so far during the week, I think Henin-Ardenne is really in top form, and her game is more suited for grass. It's a faster surface, she moves unbelievably well, she slices well, which keeps the ball low, and she's more than capable of coming forward and finishing points off at the net. She's also improved her serve a great deal over the last few months, and that's really becoming a weapon for her, picking her up a lot of cheap points this week. Myshkina, I see her as very solid, very determined baseline player. She doesn't do anything big, she hasn't got a major weapon, but she doesn't miss, and she has this steely determination to put a lot of balls back in court and make it really tough for her opponents. And it's been a good week for her. As you said, she hasn't had a great spell since winning her first Grand Slam in 2004, but maybe this is a sign of her coming back to her at the top of the game.
Yeah, she said after her victory yesterday against Svetlana Kuznetsova, who was champion here a couple of years ago, that that was the best match she's played so far in 2006. Really felt that she was serving better than she has for a while, and hitting the ball cleaner. Some of her returns in particular she was very pleased with, and not bad to get past Kuznetsova, who was runner-up to Henin-Ardenne in Paris.
Well, Kuznetsova, a very tough opponent. She hits very big on the forehand side and on the serve, and I think Myshkina will be very happy to have got that win. It's her first win over a top 10 player this year, and you know, this is her chance really to push herself back to the top of the women's game. Yeah, she was 0-5 against top tenors prior to that match, but for Henin-Ardenne, her victory over Kim Clijsters, I mean, yet another meeting between the two Belgians. Very different characters, different personalities, and different styles of play. But once more, Henin-Ardenne, who beat Myshkina in Paris, beating Clijsters in Paris, and beat her here on grass. Yeah, it's you know, I think they always find it tough to play against each other, and there's always that edge playing against somebody else from your own country. And of course the other semi was two Russians, and Henin-Ardenne was obviously two Belgians. But Henin, you know, delighted to get an early break yesterday, the first game, which I think pretty much sealed the first set. Tough second set, lost at 7-5, and then early break again in the third, and really ran away with it in the end. Won 10 out of the last 11 points and finished off with an ace. Really strong finish, should give her a lot of confidence for today.
Well, a slight delay in the arrival of the players onto centre court, but they are supposed to be here very shortly. Apparently just waiting in the wings to venture out onto this stadium court, and a good crowd in here, and I'm delighted to say, as you can see, that the sun is shining brightly here on the south coast. It had been a pretty tough first 4 days of these championships, windy and at times wet, and not easy for the players to get into the tournament. But there we see Justine Henin-Ardenne, the third seed this year, making her debut in Eastbourne, and what a debut it has proved to be. 3 matches already won comfortably, albeit with the battles against Clijsters yesterday, but 6-1 in the final set for Henin-Ardenne. She did romp away with that decider after dropping her serve at the very start of it. But a typical English picture, that lovely grass court and the surrounds here on the south coast, this famous town, and a very large crowd in for this, which is good to see. In years gone by, they haven't always had the biggest draw in the field. They've suffered a little bit in recent years.